everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tolewani, but you can call me Wani for short. How are we doing? First off, I'd like to say a big thank you, to my subscribers right now. How we got to this number, I really don't know. That's the truth, and I'm really quite grateful for everyone that's clicked the subscribe button. Thank you for clicking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for still subscribing. I see that it's still growing on a daily basis. You're the real MVPs, and I'm super excited about that. Okay, today we're going to be talking about a topic that is quite sensitive. And I stored a lot on this video because I just didn't want to put it out there. But on a second thought, I feel like, why not? I might be helping somebody out there. All right, so let's talk about unrequited love, shall we? Welcome back. So like I said, we're going to be talking about unrequited love. Yeah, and what does unrequited means? It means not reciprocated, all right? And so if you add the love part to it, so if you say unrequited love, then it means that a love that is not reciprocated. You like someone and the person just doesn't feel the same way. I feel like we've all been there, and that's why the topic is quite sensitive, like I said, and it's also relative. So yeah, boy meets girl or boy likes girl, whether it is like, whether it is love, whether it is affection, or whatever it is that you have for somebody and the person does not feel the same way. And believe you me, it's a bad place to be in. Or maybe not totally bad, but it's a complicated, yeah, let's use the word complicated. It's a complicated place to be in. It's enough that you are open to love, and then it's another ballgame entirely that your object of affection doesn't feel the same way. And if you are vulnerable enough to actually let them know, I feel like some people don't even voice out their feelings. So especially for the ladies that likes a guy, and you don't think the guy likes you back, or you have seen in the guy's action that is not there. I feel like most ladies just keep it to themselves. And for the vulnerable ones that just feel like, oh, let me not use the word vulnerable, for the bold ones, yeah, I think that's more like it. For the bold ones that feel like, okay, I like this guy, let's talk to him and see whether he feels the same way or whether I have a chance with him. And you decide to be vulnerable, and then tell the guy that, oh, I like you. And of course, I'm not just going to base this on ladies alone. Unrequited love can be both ways. It can be from a guy to a lady, and from a lady to a guy. It's not gender biased. All right then. So let's say that's happened here, and you have, for some reason, you liked someone and the person does not feel the same way. Like I said, it's a complicated place to be in, because as much as your emotions are involved already, right? And as a person, you're trying all that you can to make the person see your worth. You're trying all that you can to show the person, right, that, okay, I like you, like doing all that you can so that the person can actually reciprocate your love, or feel exactly the same way that you do. But I don't know, I feel like it's never reciprocated. If you have contrary opinion, you can drop it in the comment section, but I don't think that unrequited love gets requited. Right? Except if for the minority few, maybe let's just leave some gap open for the exceptions, that okay, you like somebody and at first they had said they don't like you, or they had said you're not interested, and then maybe for some reason they came around, and then it became an happily ever after. So if you have been in that situation, please get into the comment section. I'd like to hear your stories, right? I like to see how it all played out and all of that. But I feel like for majority on this table, it never gets reciprocated. Like I said, it's quite painful. It's hurtful because you like someone and you know your affections gravitate towards someone and they don't feel the same way. You get hurt in the process. That's the truth, because you are expecting a lot from this person, from this your object of affection, but then they are not in that same space as you. They are not in that same zone. They don't feel the same way. And as much as, like I said, this is painful, it's not really their fault. Like they say, the heart wants what it wants, yeah, but then at the same time, your heart wants them, their hearts might be in another place. It's all complicated. And the worst part of it is, you know, that some people also that likes you, maybe there's another person out there that likes you but you don't like them, and you like somebody else that don't like you. So it looks like a chain reaction, that, and then the process just goes on, and you know, a lot of people get hurt in the process and all of that. Yeah, one thing I like to say is that if you find yourself in this situation, that let's go through the process together to see how you can, you know, manage this situation. I mean, it's a situationship as it is. And then for the object of affection, you have a part to play too. You really don't have to be mean about, you really don't have to make the whole process more difficult for this person that has said they like you, or that has said he or she likes you. But in the process, you also do not want to lead them on, because your attention might be confused for affection, and it might not be, because you don't feel the same way. So as much as you don't want to hurt them in the process, you also need to still keep reiterating to them that I understand how you feel, right? But I don't feel the same way. But at the same time, I don't want to be mean to you. I feel like communication helps in this matter. But then for the one that is at the receiving end, how do we deal with this? You know, how do we deal with this? For some reason, I called unrequited love folks the Leahs and the Samsons. I mean, if you're conversant with your Bible, you know, somebody that had or that went through this unrequited love is Samson, for loving Delilah. Is it Delilah? Yeah, maybe. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it's Delilah. Yeah, for Samson that loves Delilah, and Delilah, nah, does not feel the same way, you know. She was about another agenda. And for Leah, you know, that loves what's the guy's name? Jacob. And you know, Jacob loved what's that one's name again? Is it Rebecca? Rachel. Where's my Bible at that? Yeah, then Jacob loving Rachel, you know. So it was kind of a situationship. And if you're conversant with your Bible, Leah did a lot of things that, you know, I just like to point out. Meanwhile, this channel is all about all that pertains to life and godliness in the area of spirit, soul, and body. So you're going to be hearing a lot about God. You're going to be hearing a lot about the spirit, the soul, and the body. I mean, that's what we are made up of. Like, that's the composition of man. You know, man is a spirit, he has a soul, and he lives in a body. I don't want to go into all that before we turn this to preaching right now. So yeah, like I was saying, I just want to draw a parallel, you know, example from people in the Bible that had unrequited love, you know, and I don't think he ended well. I mean, it didn't end well. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, it didn't end well. So if you are Leah, because I feel like she actually went through a lot. I mean, you know, she wasn't loved, obviously, but then she did all that she could to get loved, and you could see it in the way she named all her children, you know. So the Bible recorded that, you know, that Leah started to give birth. She gave birth to her first son, which she called Reuben, and then she said within herself that, okay, the Lord has noticed my misery, right? And now my husband will love me. So it was all about her husband's love. She was all about her husband's love. She was all about, I want my husband to love me. Like, I feel like now that I've given this guy a child, he's going to love me. That didn't happen, right? She gave birth to another son. She called that one Simeon, and she said, the Lord heard that I was unloved and has given me another son. If you see the consistency of our thoughts, you know, it was all about love, son. And then the third child she gave birth to, she called that one Levi, and you know, she said, surely this time my husband will feel affection for me. Sadly, the Bible never recorded that Jacob actually felt affection for her. I mean, if Jacob had, I feel like the Bible should have recorded it or would have recorded it. But I mean, there was nothing like that. And then I think it was at that point she realized that, okay, this guy is not going to love me. This guy is never going to love me. And that was it. And that was when she gave birth to her third, the last child. She said, she named that one Judah and said, now, praise the Lord. I mean, I've gotten to the end of myself, simply put, right? And she poured all her affection back to God, and which is what the solution to what I want to bring to unrequited love, right? Is that the person does not feel the same way. It's not the end of the world. In order not to hurt further, and these are the things, possible things you should do, right? These are the possible things you should do. Understand that they don't feel the same way. So it's not because they're bad. It's not because your object of affection is a bad person. That's why they are neglecting you. They are not reciprocating the love. And you might have them in your thoughts all day. It doesn't mean they have you in their thoughts as well. In fact, they don't. Even if they do, maybe they just remember the fact that you said you like them, and before you know it, they have moved on. So, but then you, on the other hand, you might be, you know, in your feelings all day. You might be expecting to hear from them. You might be expecting to receive a call from them. You might be expecting to, you know, just hear from this your object of affection, and it may never happen, right? And that is the point where we get hurt. That's the point where, you know, you just feel like, am I a potato? Am I like orange that nobody gets to love me, and all of that? So what to do is that you place your emotions, you place your affection on that person. I can categorically tell you that you can't retrieve it. That sounds mean, right? Because I was discussing with somebody and the person said, what do you mean you like somebody and then you can't unlike them? Believe you me, you can't unlike them. Yeah. And the first thing to do is just to shut them out. Really, I'm not being mean. You're trying to help yourself here. They may never feel the same way. Now, if they do, okay, let me not categorically say they may never feel the same way. Maybe they will, maybe they will not. But because we don't want to sit on the fence, because you don't want to be in that zone that you are there expecting for this your object of affection to come around, which you know that it's probability, you know, it's either or, you know. And in order to be better, in order to get over it on time, you need to shut them out. You need to if you're having to think about them a lot of time during the day, you need to focus your attention on something else. You need to pour the affection on something else. You know, like Leah, that she poured her own affection on God. Maybe you may want to do that. You know, put all the affection back on God. You may want to put your affection back in things that you enjoy to do. You may want to focus on something else. If you find yourself thinking about them, you can channel your thoughts. You can replace that thought with something else. You can replace with it, you know, other things that you have to do. Maybe your purpose, your ministry, if you have one, your goals in life. You know, you may just replace the thoughts of them with something else, and before you know it, they said out of sight, right, is out of mind. So of course, with time you get over it. Now, giving it time, two things may actually happen. Like I said, you might want to say, okay, let's give it time, and in the process, two things may happen. Is it that you fall out of love with them, or they come around? But like them coming around is a probability, like I said. So you don't want to gamble with that. So it's okay to actually fall out of affection, fall out of love, fall out of likeness, whatever the stage you are with this your unrequited love, right? My fear is a lot of time, because you are dealing with people with emotions as well. If you fall out of love and then they come around, I don't know how that is going to play out too. I really don't know, you know. But then I don't think you get to that point. I don't think it will get to that point, and if it does, well, if you can find your whatever back, you can. Maybe that's the exceptional few that leads to the happily ever after. But if they don't come around, like I said, you need to move on. You have to you may have to think about developing yourself the more. I'm more of personal growth and development, and I'm big on it, right? And so you may have to do that. You may have to channel your energy to something else. You may have to channel your affection to something else. You may focus on your studies, focus on God, focus on your goals in life, focus on something else, focus on building friendship with other people. You may never know, you know, who is out there also rooting for you, or also wishing that you reciprocate their love. Like I said, this thing is quite complicated, because somebody might be out there really in love with you, and you know you are chasing something else. You know, I feel like that's just the way forward. That's just the way out of it. Go out, mingle with other people, you know. Just by all means, just make sure that you are detoxing. Yeah, you are detoxing yourself from this your object of affection. Yeah. And you don't need to put it in their face again or pressure them that you like them. If you have said it once, they know already. It's not until you might like be in their neck, be in their faces 247 that will make them come around, you know, or that will make them like you, see your word, or like you back. Just know that you were bold enough to let them know, and then you have accepted their verdict. If they say it categorically that they don't feel the same way, and some might say, let's see how it goes. I don't like let's see how it goes as well, because I mean, it's like you're gambling, because you know you're not there, you know you don't like me back, but then you are leaving the space open for me to be hopeful. And you know, expectation, they say, if it's not met, it brings disappointment. So if you leave the space open, well, I don't know, if you leave the space open and then eventually it didn't work out, you have just made the healing process more difficult for this person. So so if you're going to even leave the space open, let's give the time frame. How long do I give you for me to get a response from you, for you to feel like your feelings can grow for me? And if that time frame elapses and you see that is not working, then let me know so that I can move on. Yeah, I'm going to leave you with this quote. I'm going to leave you with these sayings that people say, right? That love is like a butterfly. Yeah, if you're trying to catch it, you may never be able to catch it. But then if you sit still and not looking, you'll find that it just comes and then sits right on your shoulder. So I feel like we find love where we are not actually looking, unlike where we are actually striving and chasing and doing all that we can to be loved by somebody. So just let yourself be. I feel like this age they say rest. The slang of this age, they'll just say rest. Yeah, so rest. I mean, that's just simply it's rest. Keep hope alive, and don't be too hard on yourself, and talk to people if you must, cry if you must. Really, for me, that's it. That's my coping mechanism. If I'm hurt too much and I cry, after the tears, I feel very fine. It might not work for you, but just find something that works for you, how you have been able to cope. Emotions are fickle. At the end of the day, you realize that it can switch at any time, you know, and you can find out that you're actually like somebody else, and you're forgetting about this your present object of affection. So that's why I'm saying that emotions are fickle, and there's more to, you know, love. There's more to love than just the emotional part, than just the way you feel. Love is actually an action word. It is not feelings 100%, you know. It is an action word. Are they necessary? Are all the emotions necessary, and all of it quite necessary? But like I said, they are icing on the cake. They are not the main deal. Another thing I'd like to say is that love never fails. Yeah, if it fails, then it means it's not love. Because love never fails. I hope that I've been able to help somebody out there to, you know, feel a lot better. Don't worry, you will love again, or you will like somebody again, and they will like you back, or he or she will like you back. It's totally not the end of the world. And for your emotions, you can actually school your heart to respond to what you want it to respond to. You can redirect your heart to something else. I mean, you are the owner of it. You are the owner of those emotions. You are the owner of the heart. You are the owner of the way you feel, and you can tell yourself that I do not want to feel this way. I don't want to feel helpless. I don't want to feel hurt. So this is what we are going to do, and this is how we're going to make ourselves happy, or make myself happy, and then you go for it. You know, keep shining your lights, you know, and keep making impact. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to get into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts around it. Let me know if your unrequited love became an happily ever after, or how you cope with yours, and that I didn't mention here. Thank you for watching once again. Bye.